You are tuned to the 24 into 7 channel to celebrate the spirit of sports and Olympic Games. We are continuing with the next episode of our special series entitled Olympics Past to the Present by Nitish Arora.
Hello friends, I am Shalini Mittal. Olympics from the past to the present, various shades of Olympic Games. Facts, known and unknown, players' profiles, stats, trivia, interesting stats, experts' opinion, players speak, and a very special section in which greetings and messages by the listeners and well-wishers of Team India under the section #Cheer for India.
तेरे साथ तिरंगा है, ये विजय का उद्घोष है। तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, अब जीत को अंजाम दे।
एक खिलाड़ी दुनिया के किसी कोने में हाथ में तिरंगा लेकर के दौड़ता है, सारे हिंदुस्तान में ऊर्जा भर देता है।
वहाँ एथलीट्स दम लगाएंगे, आप यहाँ से हौसला बढ़ाओ। Cheer for India.
I am Ajay Paul Singh Andodra. I am an actor and I am from Jammu. Olympic Games comes once in every 4 years and every nation tries to give its best. Team India, you are carrying the dreams of 130 crore Indians who are praying for your success and for the success of India. Embrace the challenge and give your best. We are cheering for you. Go India, go. आसमां को चूम लो. You have made it to Olympics after toiling so hard in itself is not a small achievement, but ये दिल मांगे more. My best wishes to my Indian Olympics team.
तेरे साथ तिरंगा है, ये विजय का उद्घोष है। तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, अब जीत को अंजाम दे।
एक खिलाड़ी दुनिया के किसी कोने में हाथ में तिरंगा लेकर के दौड़ता है, सारे हिंदुस्तान में ऊर्जा भर देता है।
वहाँ एथलीट्स दम लगाएंगे, आप यहाँ से हौसला बढ़ाओ। Cheer for India.
Over to the host of the program, Nitish Arora.
Thank you, Shalini, and welcome listeners. In today's segment of India's participation at the Olympic Games, we'll talk about pre-independence. India sent its first athlete to the Summer Olympics for the 1900 Games, but an Indian national team did not compete at the Summer Olympics until 1920. Ahead of the 1920 Games, Sir Dorabji Tata and Governor of Bombay George Lloyd helped India secure representation at the International Olympic Council, enabling it to participate in the Games. India then sent a team to the 1920 Olympics comprising 4 athletes, 2 wrestlers and managers, Sohrab Bhoot and A.H.A. Faizi. The Indian Olympic movement was then established during the 1920s. Some founders of this movement were Dorabji Tata, A.G. Nohrin, H.C. Buck, Moinul Haq, S. Bhoot, A.S. Bhagwat and Gurudat Sondhi. In 1923, a provisional All India Olympic Committee was formed, and in February 1924, the All India Olympic Games, that later became the National Games of India, were held to select a team for the Paris Summer Olympics. The Indian delegation at the Paris Olympics comprised 7 athletes, 7 tennis players, and team manager Harry Buck. In 1927, the Provisional Indian Olympic Committee formally became the Indian Olympic Association. Its main tasks were to promote the development of sports in India, choose host cities for the National Games, and send teams selected from the National Games to the Summer Olympics. Thus, at the 1928 National Games, it selected 7 athletes to represent India at the next Summer Olympics, with Sondhi as manager. By this time, the Indian Hockey Federation, IHF, had also been established and it sent a hockey team to the Summer Olympics. The national hockey team and additional sportspersons were similarly sent to the 1932 Games. 4 athletes and 1 swimmer were included in that team. And in 1936 again, 4 athletes, 3 wrestlers and 1 Burmese weightlifter was sent to the Games, along with 3 officials headed by team manager Sondhi. The Indian field hockey team dominated the Olympics from 1928 to 1936, winning an unprecedented 3 titles. In the 1928 Summer Olympics final, India defeated Netherlands 3-0. In 1932 Summer Olympics, India defeated USA 24 goals by 1, the largest margin of victory in Olympic history. In 1936 Summer Olympics final, they defeated Germany 8 goals to 1, the largest margin of victory ever in the Olympics finals. Post-independence participation of India in the Olympics. From 1948 onwards, because of the Indian Olympic Association's wider outreach, India began sending delegations of over 50 sportspersons representing several sports, each selected by its sports federation to the Summer Olympics. The delegation was headed by a chief de mission. The Indian field hockey team won gold medal at the 1948 Summer Olympics by defeating Great Britain in the final. It was the first gold medal for India as an independent nation, and field hockey brought this gold medal. And what better, they defeated Great Britain in the finals. In the 1952 Summer Olympics, wrestler K.D. Jadhav won the first individual medal for independent India. The Indian field hockey team continued their dominance by winning the 6th straight title by defeating Pakistan in the final in the 1956 Summer Olympics. In the 1960 Summer Olympics, the field hockey team lost the final and had to settle for silver medal. This was the first time for Indian hockey team to surrender their gold medal, and the year was 1960. Though the team bounced back by winning gold at the 1964 Summer Olympics, but went on to win only bronze medals in the next 2 Olympics. In 1976 Summer Olympics, India went home empty-handed, the first time since 1924.
#Cheer for India.
Namaste, I am Pulkit from Urai, a town in Uttar Pradesh. I wish all the best to all the Indian athletes for Olympic. May India experience shower of medals as never before. All the best.
Players speak, those who matter the most.
Yes, Shalini, athletics is going to start. What better bet than the ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra? He seemed a little disappointed because of COVID. A lot of his programs were disrupted, but still he kept on motivating himself to work for India. This is an interview that we took a few months before Neeraj for Tokyo.
वैसे तो यहाँ पे भी ट्रेनिंग अच्छी चल रही है और मैंने अपना बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस भी यहाँ पे दिया है। तो सबसे बड़ी क्या होती है, सबसे बड़ा जो हमको जरूरत होती है बाहर, एक तो हम अपना पूरा फोकस अपना ट्रेनिंग पे और उस पे कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे हैं कुछ ना कुछ काम, अभी तो कोविड की वजह से सब कुछ बंद है, लेकिन यहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ काम आता रहता है, या फिर कुछ फंक्शन हो गया, या फिर किसी का कुछ शादी है या कुछ है, तो क्लोज फ्रेंड होते हैं, फैमिली में किसी के होते हैं, तो उधर जाना पड़ता है, तो उधर ट्रेनिंग में भी काफी इफेक्ट पड़ता है उस चीज से। और अगर हम यहाँ पे है तो हमको कंपटीशन नहीं मिलते हैं सर, सबसे बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि हम ट्रेनिंग तो यहाँ पे पूरी अपना अच्छे से करते हैं, लेकिन हमको यहाँ पे एक कंपटीशन लेवल है वो नहीं मिल पाता है। तो बाहर ये है कि हमको कंपटीशन ज्यादा मिलते रहते हैं, वहाँ पे हर वीक या 2 वीक में एक बार कंपटीशन होता रहता है, तो वहाँ पे हम पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। और साथ के साथ अपना हम ही नहीं शायद पूरे सारे वर्ल्ड के एथलीट्स है जो वो जगह चेंज करते रहते हैं, थोड़ा वेदर जगह है थोड़ा चेंज होना चाहिए, उससे थोड़ा शरीर को भी थोड़ा एक आदत रह जाती है कि हाँ किसी भी वेदर में रह के अपना ट्रेनिंग और अपना परफॉर्मेंस दे सकते हैं।
Olympics trivia, the known and the unknown.
So the important trivia today is, at the 1996 Summer Olympics held in Atlanta, tennis player Leander Paes won a bronze medal at the men's singles, ending a barren run for 16 years without a medal at the Olympics, and also the first individual medal since 1952. And in 1952, the medal was won by wrestler K.D. Jadhav. Well, India is not participating, but rugby is a game that is loved all over the world and is an Olympic sport. So why not talk about rugby today? A sport which is a rage in many Western countries, but India is lagging behind. That doesn't mean that we are not playing this game. We are playing this game at national level. It is there in all our national games. And in a few films of Bollywood, we have had a few matches of this game. which may have also made it even more popular. And we have with us Deepak Dagarli, who has represented India in many countries. And the game is rugby. Welcome, Deepak.
Thank you.
Tell us more about this game because very few people know it. As I said that maybe Bollywood has given it a little flip in one or two movies I have seen a rugby match being played. But largely people of India do not know much about rugby. Tell us more about rugby.
Totally combative sport where more contact is there, okay? And in rugby, there's two format actually. That's one is sevens and one is 15. So when 7 players are playing, that format called sevens rugby, and when 15 players are playing on the same field, that format called 15-side rugby.
What kind of a ball? I think it's a different ball.
Oval shape ball we are using in this game, and the whole body is included in this sport actually, from your leg to your hands. You know, like football, we are just playing with the foot. We cannot use our hands, but in this sport we use hands as well as the kicks also.
So the ball is an oval shaped ball and you kick it. How big is the field? How do we score? What is the scoring pattern?
Similar to the football field. It's 110 meter long and the width is about 60 to 70 meter.
Okay.
Actually we are playing with the foot also, so that's why we call it rugby football.
So you start from the center line. There are two formats. One is rugby sevens, wherein both the teams are having 7 players.
Yes.
And then there is another which is called rugby 15, wherein both the sides are having 15 players. What is the difference apart from number of players playing in this?
Not much difference actually, and the rules are also same. But the difference is only that the players are playing 7 and the other side 15 players are playing. That's it. There's no difference actually.
So with 15 it must be more physical.
Yes.
And with 7 it must be more faster game, more running, less of physical contact.
And the duration is also less in sevens.
That is what I want to know. How long is the match? It is played for how many minutes?
The 15-side game is about 80 minutes and the rugby sevens is about only 14 minutes.
14? Only 14 minutes?
Yeah, there's 7 minutes half only.
Okay. So the rugby 15s, you said 80 minutes divided into 2 halves.
2 halves, 40.
And half time is for like
10 minutes.
10 minutes break.
Yes.
So do we have rolling substitution? Or do we have people sitting on the bench also? How many people actually take to the field for a particular match in a team? And how many of them, like, you can keep them sitting on the bench and keep on rolling?
Actually, 7 players are sitting on the bench and 15 players are playing. So there's 22 players are, in a batch.
So a lot of scope for very many players to play. And what about rugby sevens? Again, 7 are on the bench?
No, actually there's 5 players on the bench and 7 players are playing on the field.
So how is the field divided? Like in football, you have 25 yards line, then you have a central line.
Rugby has also different lines actually.
Please, do tell us that.
The side lines are called outline. And the center line is called center line, where the game is starting from the beginning. And there is a 22 yard line also. That is called, like in football you say that's a penalty area or something. So that's a 22 yard line also. That is called a penalty area.
Okay. The scoring are different. You can also score with foot, but you can also score with taking the ball and running to the opponent side.
There is a trick actually.
Please.
When you are going to score, your ball, your hand and the ground, they must be all contacting all together.
Which is when you are scoring.
That's called touchdown.
When you are carrying the ball to the opponent goal.
Yes.
Tell us about the point distribution.
Yes. Actually, when you are going for the touchdown, you get 5 points, and there's a goal post also. When you are kicking through the goal post, you get 2 points.
Okay.
It means you are getting total 7 points.
Mm-hmm. So the goal post, the 2 poles which do not meet. So
yes.
That sort of a goal post is it?
Yes.
So how high are these goal poles?
The poles are 22 meter high actually.
22 meter high.
Yes.
And you have to restrict your kick to the height of the pole. If you
there is a certain height actually. When you kick, your ball has to go higher than the 10 meter. There is a bar always.
Okay.
Your ball has to go above that bar.
Above that wall. So from what distance can you actually score?
But there is no distance. There is a line. When you go for the touchdown.
For the touchdown is fine. But even if you are like using a kick to score, can you like make the kick from half line?
You can kick, yeah.
From anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere. From anywhere.
But it has to cross 10 meters height.
Yes.
And cross the goal.
And
what is the width of this goal post?
That goal post is about 12 meter actually.
12 meters.
Yes.
So a lot of space to score.
Yes.
That is why you do not have a goalkeeper.
And from line to line, you can touch down anywhere behind the line.
From line to line, anywhere behind the line?
Yes, anywhere.
Even outside the goal post?
Yes. You can score.
Okay, great. So, a 15 players game is more popular or sevens is more popular?
Now sevens become more popular. The sevens game, it is including in Olympic Games now. So
I think
this one is
on,
more.
on our national level in India also we play rugby sevens
Yeah, we play rugby sevens.
for the national games.
Yeah, everywhere rugby sevens is most popular.
Is more popular. It's shorter duration.
Yeah, shorter duration and less money wasting and all.
Less injuries also.
Less injuries also.
So tell us about if anybody wants to start playing rugby here in India, how can he start? Do we have regular fields?
We have one regular field in Delhi also. That is in DDA Vasant Kunj. So we have that proper field of rugby over there. And one academy is also running over there. And in India, the club level is very good. So in mostly states, most of the clubs are playing, this rugby game.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Delhi also, we have 3-4 clubs that they are playing rugby.
If somebody is interested, as I said that, in fact, one of our Bollywood star is also a rugby player.
Yes, Siddharth Malhotra.
And prior to that, Rahul Bose.
Rahul Bose, he's still in rugby actually.
He's still in rugby. So people who are like kind of starstruck and really want to take up to this game, youngsters, how can they start?
They can start from the schools also.
From the
it's
school.
in the SGFI, School Games Federation of India. So they can go from the schools also.
Provided schools are supporting it.
Yes.
Is it a costly game?
No, it's not. You just need shorts, t-shirt, shoes, and just a ball. That's it. Like a football.
And this can be played in rain or snow.
Anywhere. Yes,
it's not an issue.
Yeah, it's
in fact,
not an
we
issue.
have seen that people are like raining and they are playing, and it's snowing and they are playing. So, what sort of a fitness is required? And if really somebody is interested, so how should he physically and mentally make enough? Because this is, I think, a sport which is very injury prone and it's a very big contact sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, what sort of fitness?
If we talk about general fitness that everybody looking for the game, the general fitness means you have to build your endurance first, because if you want to play 14 minutes is just sprints and sprints only. So you need to build your endurance, you need to build your speed, and in sevens there is not much physicality, so you don't need that much strength. But if you want to play 15-a-side game, so you need a strength also.
Many times when I've watched these rugby matches, in fact I have seen you also playing, if I'm not wrong, it was 2015 in the national games at Thiruvananthapuram.
Yes.
And I have seen that the rugby players sprint very fast. Didn't it ever came into your mind that if I switch over from rugby to sprints, maybe perhaps I'll qualify easily for the Olympics and win a medal?
Sprint players, they are coming into rugby now because they think they can have more opportunity in rugby actually.
Oh, it is the opposite.
Yes, it is opposite actually.
Uh-huh.
Because in athletics, there is lots of numbers that they are doing. But in rugby, there's very less people who are playing, and there's lots of scope in this.
But sprinters I've seen more or less, usually they are very thin, very lean. And rugby, apart from being fast, you need to have that kind of a strength wherein it's like martial strength. So they have to make it up, or
yes,
they normally qualify. Any sprinter is good enough for rugby.
Actually, what happened? Sprint is the basic requirement in this game actually, because if you want to score, you have to run faster than the defenders. So sprint is basic need of this game. So if you have speed, so it means you are fulfilling the requirement.
But sprinters are shy of having any physical contact or injury, because it's really tough, because you have to really bang against another person. A sprinter doesn't need to do that.
That's why, many sprinters, they play only sevens game.
Okay.
They don't go in the 15s actually.
Deepak, it was fun talking to you and lovely knowing more about this game. I guess this is one sport which has all the potential to grow, and the kind of attention that India is now playing to sports, I think more and more youngsters will definitely come and take up rugby. Thank you so much, Deepak. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
#Cheer for India.
Hello, I am Shashwat Srivastava, 15-year-old studying in class 10th from Khargoi, UP, and I wish our country's athletes win medals in all sports.
Olympics from past to the present.
You just heard this next episode of our special series, The Saga of Olympics, Past to the Present by Nitish Arora. We welcome your suggestions and comments regarding our programs on our email ID, englishsw@gmail.com. This broadcast came to you on the 24/7 channel of All India Radio Delhi. Please stand by for the next broadcast.